Okay, this is Skateboarding at 50, and I'm starting this channel because I haven't been on a skateboard in about a quarter century, probably even 26 years ago. And the reason I'm trying to get into it again is because my nephew, who is in his teens, got a skateboard as a gift, and he wanted to learn how to skateboard. Now, the first thing I saw him do was play with tech decks, and so I tried to teach him how to ollie on that, and he was having a bit of trouble with it. And so I said to him, well, would you like to learn on your real board? It's a lot more fun. And so he said, yeah. And so I still had this old board here, about 26 years old, and I can't even remember the name of the pro here. The only word I can make out here is rhythm at the bottom. And I bought this right at the end of my skateboarding days when, when life picks up and you have to make a career for yourself or something to pay the bills. And so I barely got any use out of this board. There's just a few pressure cracks on it and scuffs. But, these bushings and wheels are about as hard as diamonds. So anyways, we went on our first few outings with this board here. And so my nephew was starting to learn the concepts of how to ollie and, making some slow but sure progress. And it's really difficult, just like it is for anybody. I know I had a lot of trouble trying to learn it. But he was enjoying himself. So I said, do you want to continue this? And he said, yeah. And so his mom bought him some nice Vans skate shoes. And that was by our third outing. And on our second outing, I was actually having even more fun than him. My goal that day was to do a pop shove it. And I managed that. So I figured, well, let's see if I can do a kick flip before I go. And so I managed that too. So having that much fun, I wanted to continue to support my nephew and help him along. And hopefully he can make some friends in skateboarding and keep doing it when I'm not around. Working, of course. Hopefully it's not because I'm dead. But anyways, so after 3 times, we're really enjoying this. I decided, well, it's time to update my board, get a new one or get new hardware or something. And so I went into the store today, and this Henry Sanchez board was one of the first ones that caught my eye. And it's kind of neat because I didn't know Henry Sanchez was still skateboarding. And one of the later boards in my short skating career when I was younger was a Henry Sanchez board from H Street, and it had a picture of some kid sitting down with a big blue crayon or something, and that was the last board that I had riser pads and shock pads on. And so if you look closely here, you can see that I've got a riser pad and I've also got a shock pad on each truck here. So that's a really uncool thing these days. And that old Henry Sanchez board, that was the last board that I had them on, because that's when it became uncool. And I did have the notion that it helped you to ollie higher, because at that point the highest I ever ollied was on my Henry Sanchez board. And that was one of my favorite things to do, just to ollie onto something or over something. And I didn't really know if it was true. It's not something I really thought about until trying to get into it again. So I looked it up to see if there was any science supporting that, and it turned out to be true. So having your board higher on the ground really gives you a bit of boost in your ollie if you're disciplined enough and practice enough. So that's what I intended to go for, and so I got it. A bit of a compromise though, because the old riser pads used to be a 1/2 inch, And the science video I was watching, they just went with 1/4-inch riser pads and no shock pad. So here I am with a 1/4-inch riser pad and an 1/8-inch shock pad. So that's between the old 1/2-inch ones that I used to have with the shock pad. So we'll see how that works out. I haven't even ollied on it yet. I didn't want to scratch it up yet before making this video. But I assure you it's going to end up getting all messed up and probably chipped until I get my next board, and hopefully my nephew is also progressing as well. So I think that's about it for this video. Hopefully I come back on the next one. Maybe I'll set up a tripod, and this isn't just going to be about me, it's also going to be about my nephew. So again, I hope he has a lot of fun and learns a lot of new stuff too, because I sure had a lot of fun with skateboarding. So I'll see you on the next video. Until then.